Okay, hey Gemini. Oh. Where did the other one? Oh, here it is. Okay. Welcome to November 2020. You were my last reading for the night, and I have to tell you, I'm a little tired. I woke up at I don't know, 8, 7 this morning, and I usually wake up at 10 at the earliest. Usually I sleep until 11. So for me to get up at a normal time, and now it's 5, and I'm just and I've been doing 2 readings. So, no. Anything else? Yes. Okay. Gemini, let's talk. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna pull a dog for you. A dog playing card. Oh. Well, okay. We got the 10 of Swords. This is the 10 of Swords. And we got Ace of Swords. 5 of Swords. But actually this came in reverse, so I will read these in reversals. Okay. 3 of Swords in reverse. Wow. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 4 of Cups in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. High Priestess and the King of Swords. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of, I think, release and letting go. And, I mean, for all of us, truly. But, it's hitting you in a certain way. I honestly just have to sit with this for a moment. I feel this. I'm just gonna. Okay. 3 of Swords in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, I think tells a pretty clear story about all this pain and anguish and anxiety and just despair and existentialism even, and just that question of is everything, is it ever gonna be okay, is it always just gonna get worse and worse and worse? That was kind of the vibe, and it's I think we're all being kind of given I don't know, we're being given something for sure collectively, and I think this is kind of and I'm yawning a lot in these readings because I think I'm legitimately releasing this energy myself as I'm talking through it. So yeah, it just feels good, but also it was really painful, and I think we're really getting to see how painful it was from a it's kind of you went through surgery and then you're watching the video of the surgery and you see them cut you open in the video and you're wow, that's my fucking intestines. Sorry for cussing. But I'm saying it's that kind of energy of this is the release of it. This is the having recovered and having been through it and not having to maybe hold on to that fear and heartbreak, or having been through the breakup with the guy and looking back on the relationship and realizing yeah, I mean, it was what it was, and I don't want to be with him anymore, but what a time in my life, and I learned and grew so much, but I don't want to go back. But it changed me, and just that acknowledgement of how you've changed, I think, Gemini. And yeah, I'll move on. Maybe it's good. I think it's good, but it's just a lot. I mean, it's almost King of Swords and the High Priestess. I kind of get with these that you are kind of leveling up just on a major. I think all the signs are, but I think some of the signs, like you, Gemini, it's like you're leveling up by becoming more of yourself, of course. And I think using all you've got. Am I these readings even making sense? I don't know. Because we were talking about like you having released, and I feel like for everyone across the board, there's this kind of question of like, who am I now, right? Or like, who was I? I feel like we're all kind of restarting. So, and I did that collective reading. I don't know if you caught it, but I did a collective reading at the beginning of this season, and it was about like stepping into the new paradigm, right? I think for you there is a lot that is unclear at the moment, but I think you have confidence. Oh, excuse me. Confidence and like, yeah, just there. Okay. So I got the Ace of Swords in reverse, and I just feel like this is just all those things, those unanswered questions, this like, what now? This like, okay, like kind of the, it's like you're on an airplane going to a foreign land you've like literally never visited before, and you're kind of going without a map, and you're kind of just winging it and like telling yourself, I'll figure it out when I get there. Maybe you don't even know the language, so it's kind of like you're launching yourself into a deeply unknown space is what it feels like, especially having let go of something or having survived or overcome or recovered from something like a bad relationship or surgery, just that kind of feeling of like, what was, I mean, honestly, for all of us, but like life between 2016 and 2020, how has that changed us? Who are we now? And I think you were just finding that you are deliberately moving into the unknown with kind of like just that's what it is vibe. Like, I am who I am at this point. King of Swords is like masculine air energy, your air energy. It's got these butterflies, he's got this lightning bolt. It's like, I feel like with all of this, and it looks like it's a sword. It looks like hot cocoa from a certain yeah, I think that's an interpretation of this card. Like, this is hot cocoa, and this is like a magic wand sticking out of the hot cocoa, and he's got his, I'm making that up, that's a sword, and he's got a lightning bolt and butterflies. So I would say it's like he's not worried about finding the truth, right? Like the fact that this Ace of Swords is in reverse, it's like he's not worried about it. He's like, and he's right alongside the High Priestess, and I feel like both of them are aspects of yourself. Maybe the High Priestess is a little bit more of the feminine, and this is the masculine side of you being Gemini, the twins, this like dual kind of thing. I would say it's like both parts of yourself are working in harmony, and both of them are just like, we'll figure out the truth. I'll use logic, I'll use truth, I'll use clarity, I'll use just kind of instinct and knowing. And she's like, yeah, and I'll use my intuition, and I'll like kind of push us a little further into the unknown, not like really caring that like I can't see that far ahead, because it's like I can maybe just trust that we're gonna be a good team and like kind of move through this and like find things, and it's just an adventure, and maybe there is no goal even, right? Ten of Pentacles in reverse, I would say that would be kind of my read on that, plus this Page of Pentacles in reverse, this to-do list. I think it's like, I think it's just getting too hard right now to abide by a to-do list. I think it's like a to-be list, right? Like, that's really what we need to create. Oh my god. It's sort of like, I just need to exist, and like, this to me is about material abundance, and it's a good card, but to see it in reverse, plus with like the stuff we were talking about earlier, I think part of that recovery is just kind of needing to maybe have a dialogue or a question or whatever about like, what is this Ten of Pentacles, right? Like when this raccoon is holding all this abundance and prosperity and like happiness and stability, like when it's holding all of that, what does that actually look like? Or better question, what does it actually feel like? And I feel like for you, you're just before you maybe call this in, your abundance, you're maybe per this High Priestess and the King of Swords, kind of stepping into this like unknown question of like fuck, okay, sorry. I'm sorry for cursing. Some people don't like that. Yeah. Having to let go of the to-do list. Having to Page of Pentacles not begin again yet because maybe it's still unfolding. And like it's kind of this exploration rather than deliberate maybe goal setting. And not setting the goals so that you can give yourself space to think like, what is it that really feels good? What feels authentic? What feels right? What feels like the move, right? And not getting into a space of allowing, of course, especially with the High Priestess, a state of allowing and just kind of like feeling into and seeing what feels right. Trusting that you'll kind of like be able to see clearly the bigger picture, even if things initially seem unclear. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Oh yeah. I mean, this one, for real, with the elephant and the top hat, it's like, I feel like this elephant, I mean this with all the kindness of my heart, and like, I'm only projecting, but it feels like this elephant is like kind of exploiting himself. It's like he's dancing for these 9 pentacles, right? And he seems happy doing it, but I feel like, given that he's an elephant and he's wearing a top hat, it's like, yes, maybe the circus has its glamour of sorts, but it's like, still, you're really an elephant. You're from the nature, from wild, like this elephant nature, it just feels like this is about showbiz to me. And specifically just, I would say more of that like questioning or that uncertainty or moving into unknown spaces of like, same question with that Ten of Pentacles, right? I think, honestly, these two were related. Like, they're both a question of, like, okay, well, what does my happy ending really look and feel like? Now that I have this new opportunity, having moved away from all this pain, having healed and recovered, and having kind of, like, reboot myself to, like, the highest version of myself that I can trust me to guide me through the way. How do I let go of the old way of doing and approaching things so that I can really reframe and rethink about, like, do I really want to be wearing a top hat in front of all these people dancing? And, like, is this really, like, what is it that I'm collecting and, like, calling treasure, What am I worshipping even? And I think that it's just kind of putting a pin in it is really, I mean, for all the signs, again, but, like, for you in this specific way, like, you're putting a pin in, like, the pressure to know what your happy ending looks like, or to, I think you're just sort of, like, trying to let go, not completely, just to let it shift and, like, transform itself so that you can be like, actually, you know what I really want, what my abundance and independence really looks like? It looks like X, Y, or Z. So you're just gaining really clarity. I mean, and you're trusting yourself to do it by kind of moving into, I would say, unknown territory. It's like the fool shit has shown up for you too. Oh, I'll pull a dog. Let's see. It'd be cool if I got. Well, 2 came out. Okay, we got the 6 of Swords and the 2 of Hearts. Oh, I already pulled some dogs for you, and I got the 4 of Cups. Okay, I'll just kind of wrap up your reading with these. 4 of Cups, I really like this card. I love flamingos, and I like that this flamingo kind of had her head in the sand, and that she was missing out on all this abundance. I mean, isn't that literally what we were just talking about? Was like you letting go of that to-do list, you reframing like what your abundance and success and how you're doing it to get there looks like. And then we have her here, and she's like got her head in the sand, and is like looking so hard for what's right in front of her that she's missing like this magic that's like behind her and coming so effortlessly and is like meant for her. So it's like kind of moving. I think you definitely want to get your head out of the sand so you can see that cup. 4 cups reverse. Love it. Okay, and then we got 6 of Swords with these 2 dogs nuzzling, and 2 of Hearts with this 1 dog, you know, being a little puppy. So 6 of Swords is normally the card of moving on, moving through from choppy waters to calmer waters. But here we have 2 dogs nuzzling. So I feel like this is kind of like this brand new life that's like a new chapter, and we got like the puppy too. It kind of feels like a starting a family vibe. I'm not saying all Geminis are starting a family, but if you were, it's kind of like this feeling of moving into major commitments and yeah, having to hope for the best, certainly. But like, I would say that this is like where a lot of the magic comes from, and High Priestess too, and that King of Swords. But like, I think Gemini, a lot of your stuff about these questions too, it's like maybe your abundance has more to do with like family or something than you thought initially. Maybe it felt like it had more to do with showbiz, but maybe it's more about like kind of this family vibe, moving on, moving away from something old to just a new way of experiencing life, really. Moving into the unknown. Taking your head out of the sand so you can see the magic that was behind you and right there for you all along. And, yeah, it's a big shift, but it just feels kind of more authentically you and more true, and, yeah, we'll see. I think that's my reading for you. So, cool, and I'll talk to you again in December, I guess. Bye.